Eufy claims this camera will run for an entire year on a single charge, and with a built-in solar panel, they say you only need 2 to 3 hours of direct sunlight a day to keep it permanently topped up. No subscription fees, 4K video, local storage, set it and forget it. Here's the thing, most of that is actually true, but there's one part of the pitch that Eufy buries in the fine print, and it's the thing that will either make this camera perfect for your home or a complete waste of money. I've been running 2 of these in real home setups with real world testing, north facing, west facing. I've got the actual numbers and have my own thoughts. Let me show you exactly what they don't tell you. So what are we actually looking at here? Well, the EufyCam 3 is one of Eufy's flagship wireless security cameras, and it's one of the most premium offerings in the no subscription space. You get 4K resolution, built-in solar charging, color night vision with spotlight, AI powered motion detection, and all footage stored locally on the HomeBase 3. No wiring, no monthly fees, no required charging after you buy it. The price actually sits at a premium compared to other wireless security cameras, and that's why this review matters. So let's get to whether it's actually worth it. Now let's talk about what this camera actually does best, and that's the 4K video quality. The difference compared to 1080p is immediate. During the day, footage is sharp and detailed. You can clearly identify faces and objects at a reasonable distance, and when you zoom in, you're not losing all the detail. You can actually see what's happening, including what someone's eating at the end of your driveway. That looks nice. The 135-degree field of view covers a solid area, but at this price point, I'd have liked 150 degrees to get a wider viewing angle, but it's not a deal breaker. At night, you've got 2 modes, standard infrared, which gives you the typical black and white image, and color night vision using the built-in spotlight. Instead of just silhouettes, you're actually seeing colors, clothing, and real detail. Check out this burglar that tried to come chop me up in the middle of the night. No match for my karate chop though. But it's not flawless. At a distance, it really struggles even with the spotlight at maximum brightness. For a premium product, I'd have expected more out of the color performance. More spotlights at different angles would help. But close up, it actually works well.
Check out what I got from Costco. Ichi ramen. Can you see it clearly? Best ramen from Japan.
Compared to the average camera in this category, it's still ahead, and honestly, it's one of the better cameras that I've tested for pure image quality. Audio. I'll keep this short because honestly, this isn't the reason why you're buying this camera.
I can see you.
Kill me hungry.
The speaker is solid enough to handle deliveries and unexpected visitors. There's a slight delay, but for
Hey Nick, get off of my property.
it works perfectly.
So, up close and personal, you can hear me really, really clearly. Let's see what happens when I go further out. Alright, I'm now further away, and it's a lot more hard to hear.
Now this is the part that most people skip, but it's actually where the system either becomes really good or incredibly frustrating. The motion detection system is responsive. When something triggers it, you'll get an alert on your phone fast enough to jump into live view and actually see what's happening in real time. What makes this different from a basic camera setup is Eufy's AI running through the HomeBase 3. It's designed to distinguish between general motion, people, pets, and vehicles, and over time it can recognize familiar faces. I've got mine configured so instead of constant generic alerts, I'm getting targeted notifications. What this device misses though is the ability to take it further and filter out those notifications from specific people like myself. But you can still filter for footages which detected only me to cut out the noise. In real world use, it does cut down a lot of alerts compared to the average camera, but it's not perfect. Little things such as shadows, really fast movements, or even weird angles will still catch it out occasionally. The key is to spend more time in the app after installing it to adjust the settings such as sensitivity and activity zones. Once you've done that, the system will behave much better. So let's look at how we set this up properly. Opening it up gives you a dashboard of all your connected Eufy devices. Tap any camera and you're straight into live view with all your key controls: spotlight, recording, screenshots, alarm trigger, and two-way audio. Recordings are stored locally on the HomeBase and accessed through the Events tab. Easy to scroll through, nothing buried. The settings are where you actually make this system work for your home. Here's what to focus on. Motion sensitivity, dial this down if you're getting too many false alerts. Activity zones, draw your detection area so the camera only watches where you actually want it to. This eliminates most false alerts from neighbors and passing traffic. Clip length and retrigger intervals. Adjust these to balance detection coverage with battery life. Shorter clips, longer retrigger intervals means better battery. Find the balance that works for your traffic volume. Spotlight brightness. Relevant for night detection quality, but it also affects battery draw at night. If you're running a smart home setup, Alexa integration works reliably, but realistically, the only feature worth using is the custom announcements. Set it up once and it runs in the background without you needing to touch it again.
Hey Kevin, someone was detected on the side. Also, you are cool.
Why thank you. The app overall is one of the stronger ones I've used in this category. It doesn't try to do too much, and what it does well. For nerds like me, Eufy also provides detection statistics, solar and battery information. Which leads us to the section this video has been building up to, battery and solar. And this is where Eufy's marketing and reality really start to separate. Eufy claims up to 1 year of battery life on a single charge without solar. And technically, that's achievable, but only on optimal settings. 10 to 20 motion events per day, shorter clip lengths, moderate feature usage. If your camera is covering a busy area, that figure isn't realistic. With solar, Eufy says 2 to 3 hours of direct sunlight per day is enough to keep the camera permanently topped up. And this is the part they don't make obvious. It has to be direct sunlight, not indirect, not reflected off a wall, direct sunlight hitting the solar surface. Here's what that looks like in practice from my real home setup, which I've set to maximum performance settings. My north-facing camera gets maximum sunlight of 7 hours per day. This camera only detects about 40 events per week and stays charged 100% of the time. I've never seen it drop, meaning the solar is fully offsetting the daily usage, and it could be detecting more. My west-facing camera sits under the porch, so I'm testing it with no direct sunlight exposure. This camera uses about 4% battery per week, detecting over 250 events, which means on maximum performance settings, it'll last about half a year, which is still pretty good. You can see the solar stats are almost nil because there's no direct sunlight. Okay guys, it's about 9 AM and our front door battery is on about 89%. So we're going to take this and swap it with the other one. Alright, so we've just swapped it. So that was the front door camera. You can see this sun's starting to touch it now. So we'll see how the battery goes in a few hours. Let's go. Hey guys, so we're just at the end of day 2 and I just wanted to show you guys how much power we've collected over the last 2 days. So you can see yesterday we got 378 milliamps of power. Today we got 397. So over the last 2 days, I noticed we've collected just over 5%, 3% alone today. So I guess Eufy's self-sufficiency claim? Tick. What this means practically, a well-positioned camera can genuinely approach set and forget territory. A poorly positioned camera in shade or in high traffic zone without sufficient solar will still need manual recharging. From what I've observed across both setups, a high traffic camera without sufficient sunlight can drop roughly about 5 to 10% per week. That's not a flaw in the camera, it's just something Eufy doesn't say loudly enough before you buy. So here's the honest answer to the catch. If you're installing this in a location that gets direct sunlight, then you're going to benefit from the solar panels, and this system is pretty much going to be maintenance free, like a fully wired system. However, if you're installing this camera in a location that doesn't get much sunlight, then you're pretty much just overpaying for the feature that you're not even going to benefit from. And in that case, make sure to check out my video here for no subscription alternatives that I know you'll love. Installation is another area where the EufyCam 3 actually impresses. No wiring, no expensive contractors, just me, your jack of all trades but master of absolutely none, except tech reviews. Each camera comes with a mount that takes about 5 minutes to get up with a drill and some screws. The camera attaches via a standard board joint which gives you a full 180-degree adjustment, and it's solid. It doesn't wobble or shift after you set the angle, which I really do appreciate. In most cases, you're looking at about 5 minutes per camera, installation and setup included. Everything connects wirelessly to the HomeBase, so as long as you're within range, you've got flexibility. And with the IP67 waterproof rating, you don't need to stress about rain, dust or hail. One thing to get right from the start: placement. Mount it higher where possible, better field of view, and it's a lot harder for someone to reach up and mess with it. But if they do, you can also set up tamper detection in the app, so if anyone tries to unscrew the camera, it triggers an alarm. But here's what matters the most about placement. As mentioned in the battery section, the solar panels need direct sunlight for it to work properly. Not indirect, not reflected, direct sunlight hitting the panels. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about placement. So what are the actual downsides beyond solar placement? Price. This is a premium product at a premium price. That's the reality. You're paying for the AI, the 4K, and the solar hardware. If you don't need all three, there are cheaper options that do the basics well. No continuous recording. Like all battery-powered cameras, the EufyCam 3 runs on motion events only. There's no 24/7 recording, which means if something happens outside of a trigger window, you might miss part of it. If continuous recording is a requirement for you, you'll need a wired setup. Color night vision. Again, too dark for my liking. Stronger spotlights that actually work, please Eufy. I mean, it's not like we're worried about battery, are we? Some people also report slight delays in motion detection. If that happens, try to configure the notification settings to its simplest form in the app. Also, make sure your internet connection is stable. Modes allow you to configure specific behaviors. For example, I can set a night sentry mode to sound alarm and flash lights when the camera detects an event at night. You can then overlay this with scheduler to only have this mode occur at nighttime only. All other times it will behave as normal. However, one limitation is you can't specifically choose what type of objects will trigger this alarm. This will still default to your detection settings. If you could, this would really elevate the security potential. So is the EufyCam 3 worth it? If you're building a no subscription security setup and your install locations get consistent direct sunlight, yes, the 4K video is genuinely strong. The AI detection is one of the better systems I've tested at this level. The app is clean, installation is simple, and the local storage means your footage stays yours. If your camera's going in a shaded location without much solar or in a really high traffic area, then maybe think about that before you spend the premium. Because although these cameras are still going to work well, you're going to be paying for the solar feature that's not going to live up to the Eufy's marketing hype. Real world tested, honest answer. This is one of the better no subscription cameras in the market right now. Just mount it right. If you've got any questions at all on this camera, on the app setup or the solar, drop them in the comment section below. I'll respond to everything. If you're after a cheaper alternative that still works, make sure to check out my EufyCam 2 video next, if you don't mind a little bit more maintenance. I'll see you there.